Hey everybody, welcome to the SMA Journey 51 vlog. In this week's video, I'm going to be detailing some of the events that occurred while I attended the 2018 Annual Cure SMA Conference. This conference was held at the Hilton Anatole Hotel in my hometown of Dallas, Texas, from Thursday, June the 14th through Sunday, June the 17th. While I explain what happened during my time at this conference, please enjoy some pictures of the many people that I had the pleasure of meeting. While 99% of the pictures that you're viewing in this video were taken by someone other than myself, a few of these pictures were taken by me. While this conference went from Thursday, June the 14th through Sunday, June the 17th, I was only able to attend on Friday and Saturday, June 15th and 16th, due to conflicts in my schedule. What I didn't realize would be that these 2 days would have such an emotional impact on my life. Many of the things that I witnessed during this 2-day event would be both difficult and enjoyable to see. Much of the difficulty that I found while going through this 2-day event came with seeing all of the little children that were so horribly affected by the very same disease that many of us live with each and every day of our life. As difficult as this was to see, it was the attitude and the vivacious spirit that these children demonstrated that made this difficult situation much more bearable. Everyone on this planet can find a reason to feel sorry for themselves. I've always said that if you give me 10 minutes, I can find 20 people that are much worse off than I am. But this statement, which has been a motto of mine throughout my life, pertains to those individuals that society would consider normal. Even though I may be confined to a wheelchair, I see these quote-unquote normal people who seem to have a much harder life than I do. While there may have been a few people at this conference that were physically better off than I was, I almost felt guilty that I was much better off with regards to my physical condition than most of those who attended this conference. This may have been a punch to my gut, but after looking back on it now, this may have been something that I needed to see. After being dropped off at the front of the hotel during my first day of the conference, and as my caregiver pulled away to begin his day, I sat outside for about 30 minutes. I arrived at the conference a few hours early because I wanted to look around and gather my thoughts before starting my day. As I sat there, I watched a parade of infants, children, mothers and fathers, caregivers, friends, and even grandparents getting out of their cars and going into the hotel to attend the very same conference that I would be attending myself. As I went into the hotel, much of the lobby area was filled with children riding around in their electric wheelchairs. Quite a few of these children had tracheotomy and ventilator tubes that were attached to their wheelchairs. These ball and chain devices that these children had to use throughout their day was something that I never had to deal with while growing up. I gave witness to something that I wasn't really prepared to see. I caught myself needing to find a secluded area where I could go, because I found myself getting emotionally torn apart. I can look at my own body and justify the damage that's occurred to it due to this devastating disease, but anyone could be easily overwhelmed just looking at some of these children. I consider myself an extremely strong person because of the physical challenges that I've had to go through in my life. But the battle that I fight each and every day pales in comparison to the war that these innocent little children are having to endure. The only thing that saved me from spiraling into a state of depression were the smiles on the faces of the children that, just a few minutes earlier, even I was feeling sorry for. As time went on, what I saw was one of the most emotionally cathartic sights that I think I've ever seen in my life. When these children saw other children that were similar to their age, these once pain-ridden faces began to smile and even thrive. They were no longer children in pain. They were now children. I could not only see the changes in the children's faces, I could also see the emotional release on the faces of their parents. While their parents fully understood the battle that their children would face as they got older, seeing their children interact and act like a child gave them a brief moment of what many people would consider normal. When you see a child rolling around in their wheelchairs, smiling and laughing, in my opinion, this could make anyone jealous that they too couldn't view their own life through the eyes of one of these children. To be honest with you, the only thing that these children saw were other children. They were looking at each other, never seeing wheelchairs, breathing machines, and all of the other assisted devices. They never labeled or prejudge the other children that they were playing with because their only concern was making the most out of the time that they had to be with these other children. I was thinking to myself that they would be fascinated with all of the technology and bells and whistles on each other's wheelchairs, but to my surprise, the only thing that they did was to chase each other around while playing what seemed to be a very unique game of Tag You're It. If you want to see something funny, watch a bunch of children playing tag while they sit in their $30,000 wheelchairs. In my video that I put on my YouTube channel on Wednesday, June the 29th, I told everyone that Cytokinetics and Biogen had been speaking with each other over the last couple of months about doing animal testing with a combination therapy of reldesemtiv and Spinraza. Cytokinetics' drug reldesemtiv works at the muscular level, and Biogen's drug Spinraza works at the cellular level. If these animal tests using this combined therapy of these two drugs are successful, those of us who suffer from SMA could finally have that 1-2 punch that we've been praying for. While this may be 3 or 4 years down the road, everyone needs to remember, after these animal tests are completed, they still have to go through all of the clinical trials and the FDA approval process before this combination therapy could become an actual treatment. I've been telling everyone for a long time that we as SMA patients have a lot to look forward to, and this is proof to my point. The main benefactors, those who will see the biggest impact of this Spinraza treatment, will be these children that you're viewing in this video. Their little bodies have not suffered the muscle and bone atrophy that people like myself have suffered. I know that my chances of getting significantly stronger while on this treatment may be limited, but I do feel that Spinraza has leveled me off to where I'm not going to get any worse. If this treatment doesn't do anything for me other than to keep me from getting worse, then I feel that everything that I've gone through regarding my loading and maintenance dose injections has been worth it. Those of you that are watching my YouTube channel are probably younger than I am, but I hope you feel the same as I do regarding your own treatments. When you go to bed tonight, say a prayer that the physical strength of these precious children will grow as fast as their undeniable spirit and their willingness to always smile. If you would like to learn more regarding the workshops that I went through during my 2-day event, please go to my SoundCloud account and listen to podcast number 8 and podcast number 9. Even though some of the information in these podcasts will be the same information that you just learned in this video, the information that I give regarding the workshops that I attended will give you a better idea as to the valuable information that I learned while attending the 2018 Annual Cure SMA Conference. Another thing that you will learn by listening to these 2 podcasts will be how I was able to give my testimony to a young lady who was hesitant in starting her Spinraza treatments. The 45 minutes that I spent with this young lady not only changed her outlook with regards to starting this treatment, it was also the most important conversation that I've ever had. A link to my SoundCloud account will be in the description of this video. Please take time out of your day to listen to them, and feel free to leave me your comments. I feel that the 2018 Annual Cure SMA Conference was a big success. Many of us with SMA were brought together under one roof so that we could not only share our experiences, we also had a chance to learn from each other how to better handle this so-called orphan disease. I was touched on an emotional level by many of the things that I witnessed during this conference, and I also hope and pray that in sharing my experiences with others, I was able to give my testimony and bring hope to many of these wonderful people. I feel that I gave so little, but I received so much. My overall feelings about this 2-day event that I went through will forever change my life. I hope that you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. When you subscribe to my channel, make sure that you click on the bell icon to be notified of any new videos that I produce. I hope everybody has had a fantastic week. God bless you, and until next Sunday, bye-bye.